What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and in today's YouTube video, I want to go ahead and talk about mini-seasons. Now, if you're not for sure what a mini-season is, it's what we're currently playing right now. This Star Wars season, you know, me jumping out of that and taking fall damage, that is a mini-season. This whole entire themed battle pass that you know is shorter than a normal one that lasts a month long, that is what a mini-season is. And according to the actual in-game string for cosmetics that released this season, you may notice that it has the string of Chapter 6 MS1, which means mini-season 1, and that makes it appear like we're going to be getting more mini-seasons later down the line, instead of just one Star Wars season as a little bit of a buffer season before we go into Chapter 6 Season 3. But it also makes me wonder if this is a mini-season, and if this is something they're planning on doing a lot more often, what does that say about future battle passes and stuff we might be getting in the game, and is it something that I'm even going to be interested in? Now, of course, my opinion isn't going to be the same opinion you guys have, but at least hopefully it can be a little bit of a thought piece that can give you guys something to think about as we get through more and more endless seasons and battle passes in the magical land of Fortnite. So to start this off, let's go ahead and talk about this current mini season. So this one lasts like a whole entire month, you know, until early June. It is going to have weekly updates. We've already seen some of those updates happen with certain NPCs getting enabled on the island. I think if I go to my character menu, yeah, you can already see one of those NPCs right here, Luke Skywalker, being enabled. We also had Leia being enabled and Han Solo, as little mini changes on the map and little like progress bars that you can actually do in order to earn more rewards as time goes on with the Galactic Alignment quest lines. However, at the exact same time, probably the main focus of this mini season, based on what everyone has been playing with, is the fact that it's basically only Star Wars weapons the entire season. They're going to have some more stuff added later down the line that is going to be more Fortnite original stuff, like the Junk Rift, which most likely is going to be the old Star Wars themed Junk Rift, and also Rift-to-Goes. But in terms of actual weapons you shoot with, it's mainly going to be focused on Star Wars the entirety of the whole season that we have. And while that's cool, in my personal opinion, I think what mini seasons are actually becoming is the old event pass system. You know how we had like the JJK event pass before, and we had the whole entire event passes with Pirates of the Caribbean, and there were probably some more that I'm forgetting here and there. You know, I think there was like Dragon Ball mini passes and all the type of stuff. It feels like a mini season is now what that event pass is, and now instead of just doing, you know, a small little event pass that goes live during a current season, they're going to go ahead and make it something where it's its own entire dedicated mini season that lasts maybe like a month long or something in Battle Royale, to act as not only just, you know, a little bit of a way to get more rewards if you're someone who actually pays for the passes, and less rewards if you're someone who actually goes for the free tier, because compared to the event pass system and this system, you actually get less as a free-to-play player, but it most likely is going to be this whole entire system that is made to be a little bit more of a buffer in between Battle Royale seasons. So you know how they're always doing like the mini event things that happen towards the end of the season all the time, and they seem to be kind of like having the new storyline concurrent to the previous season, mixing and matching with one another. Maybe that is why these mini seasons exist, so they have an extra month to kind of lurk on and cook out those really cool updates for Battle Royale in terms of the main core seasons. But at the exact same time, that does kind of make these feel like shovelware seasons in a way, where yeah, you're able to play it, yeah, it's something that's available, but at the same time, is this really something that they're doing in order to have an extra month in order to work on an upcoming season or something? Or is it something they're doing so that they can strategically sell more crew passes, you know, sell more battle passes and stuff, and put a little bit more FOMO in the game? Now, I know that they've already mentioned before that it's like, oh, hey, we're removing FOMO, we're making it so battle pass cosmetics can return 1.5 years after that battle pass has ended, even though we already know certain cosmetics, like most likely emojis or sprays or super level variants, won't ever return. It is something that they've tried making look a little bit better, but as we've seen with stuff like the actual item shop for Fortnite Festival Jam Tracks, FOMO is still a big part of Fortnite, and it is still something that they're continuing to do a lot of, and they're just trying to do it in new strategic ways where maybe we don't even realize it, but they're trying to gouge us of our money more and more. That's a whole entire topic for another time. You know, we could talk about this and ramble on for hours. I have a lot of my own opinions about FOMO, but at least where we're currently at with mini passes, it just feels like they're a whole entire buffer in between seasons where they can change that old event pass system, and instead of having, you know, the free tier with a free reward every single tier and the paid tier with a free reward every single tier, then go ahead and just have a premium tier that works like the current battle pass, and it'll have, you know, maybe 6 to 8 free rewards for free to play players, but if you're someone who actually buys the pass, you get like 50 rewards, so it's a lot more beneficial to people who actually end up having money to spend on the game. But while right now it's pretty cool having a whole entire Star Wars themed season, you know, a lot of Star Wars blasters with infinite ammo the whole entire way, you know, we have no normal ammo here at all, it still is interesting to see how they might, you know, persist this in the future seasons, because recently there's been some rumors and leaks going around that we could be seeing a Simpsons themed mini-season later down the line as a second little buffer season before we go over to Chapter 7. And it makes me wonder, if a mini-season has already been brought to us with this many changes, you know, 4 new locations on the map, a lot of NPCs, a lot of stuff themed around Star Wars just all over the place, and they have a few years of Star Wars content to build off of, what are they going to do for The Simpsons? You know, we have Family Guy, we have Peter Griffin, so technically maybe you can have some like The Simpsons versus Family Guy thing going on the island, but at the same time, you don't have that multi-year backlog or catalog of things that Epic Games has worked with the other company for in order to make a big collaboration. So it makes me wonder, if we have this exact same length of a season, you know, a whole entire month long, and it's going to be focused on The Simpsons instead of Star Wars, what are they going to be able to do in order to have it be that whole entire month fill of content for you to actually enjoy? Is it just going to be slight little changes here and there? Is it going to be similar to the old event passes we've had before? Or are they actually going to be making it like a mini season like this one we currently have right now, where it has a lot more changes in place, you know, a lot more stuff to actually experience than just, oh, you know, here's an event pass, here's some free rewards. It also makes me wonder if they were to actually do a Simpsons mini season and that is like a confirmed thing and not like a insider leak that becomes false or whatever else. Of course, I can't confirm nor deny it because I don't actually have that insider leak myself, so I have no clue. Then what are they going to do in order to bring so many characters to the game? Because I assume that's going to require a lot of licensing and stuff, right? You know, what characters could they bring from The Simpsons except for like Homer Simpson, you know, some of the core cast like Bart or whatever else, right? What all do they have to offer that would be able to feed us in terms of new content for an entire month of Fortnite? I just don't know. And at the same time, I feel like these whole entire mini seasons that they're doing is just kind of a way to make sure that, you know, people are spending more money on the crew or keeping the crew subscription more often so that they can keep all of the new passes as they come out instead of, you know, trying to strategically be like, oh, I'm going to buy at the very end of this season so I get the 4 to 5 season passes for the price of 1 month. And like even with the mini seasons, sure, you know, there's more access for people to go ahead and strategically plan those things out, especially with right now with the mini season, the OG season, and the Lego season all ending on the exact same day. But it makes me curious if they continue having seasons, you know, slowly spread out from each other instead of ending them all on the same day, they end up being a situation where it's like they're all ending on different months or whatever, different half parts of months and everything else. Then it ends up just being this thing where it's always like, how can I save the most money instead of, hey, this is a cool season, let me go ahead and enjoy it. I think for me, it's just kind of getting bogged up with how many terminologies and things we have going on in the game, because we have the core 4 main battle passes that always rotate in and out, and of course each one, you know, costs anywhere from 1,000 V-Bucks to like 1,400 V-Bucks. Then you have mini seasons, which are the exact same price as an actual long season, but they have less rewards available for them, even though you do still get all your currency back. It is just an interesting little debacle to see how they're going to be handling all of it in the future, but at least as of right now, I think that the Star Wars mini season is a really cool idea, and it's honestly pretty fun to play, you know, here and there. I don't really play it too much, but it is fun when I do play it. But at the exact same time, I wonder how they're going to be handling mini seasons in the future when they start collaborating with other brands in order to give themselves more of a buffer month. Will it really work out well for them, or is it going to be something that kind of just exists in order to take a little bit more cash while they go ahead and delay a future season, you know, while they work on maybe like a mini event or something that goes down during it? Who really knows? I'm kind of mixed in between opinions on this, right? You know, on one end, it's cool, but I wonder what the future is going to be like, especially since with Fortnite before, especially with events like, you know, the summer events or the winter events, we've had crazy events before. You know, we had a whole entire cabin with free rewards, we had tons of changes on the in-game map and all that type of stuff, and then as time went on, and as we got more and more of those events, they kind of did less and less, and we've already critiqued them like a million times on this channel about them doing less. You know, there's been times before where we had a whole entire summer or winter events that were themed just around play creative maps instead of doing stuff on the Battle Royale island, and I just worry for what they're going to be doing in the future, how they're going to be balancing all these type of things, and making sure that the content is as fulfilling as this first one that has broken it out of the park. Will they be able to keep up that momentum for future mini seasons, or is it just going to slowly dwindle and dwindle until it becomes something where it's like, okay, yeah, we got a new mini event pass, maybe like a weapon here and there, but nothing really too much changing on the island itself. And I mean, especially with them having the ball this high in the air for this season, having a whole entire cinematic event towards the end of it in late June, or I guess, you know, like June 7th or whatever, and all these type of crazy stuff going on, how can they keep up that momentum? Especially if the like Simpsons themed mini season is true. What are they going to do? You can't really do like a cinematic story related event with the Simpsons, I don't believe, at least not to the scale as you could with something like Star Wars. It just feels like it wouldn't fit properly. So I just feel like it's going to be another case of the situations where the first few are really good, and later down the line it just kind of becomes something that's more of like a cash grab and a little buffer season than it is trying to make tons of cool changes that the player base themselves are going to actually enjoy. But until next time, hope you champs and champions enjoyed today's video. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow with another upload. So until then, and until I can find this final bot, peace out. Bye!